lost in the freezing Andes. Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 was a charter flight from Carrasco International Airport in Montevideo, Uruguay, to Pudahuel Airport in Santiago, Chile. The aircraft in use was a Fokker Hiller FH227, registered as T571, but was underpowered due to the extension to the aircraft. On board were 40 passengers, which consisted of families, classmates, and members of the Uruguayan rugby team. 5 crew members were also on board. In the cockpit was Colonel Julio Cesar Ferradas, who has 5,117 flight hours. Next to him was Lieutenant Colonel Dante Hector Laguara, who was heavily experienced. The plane took off from Montevideo, but then had to land at a nearby airport close to the Andes, called Mendoza International Airport, due to the bad weather over the Andes. At 2:18, the aircraft took off and started flying its unusual flight plan. It was unusual because it required the Fokker to fly south, make a U-turn near Malagu, cross the G17 airway, which is now known as UB687, then fly north to Santiago. This was because the Fokker could not climb over the Andes, as it was close to exceeding its service ceiling. The inexperienced co-pilot was the pilot flying, and the plane was flying under instrument meteorological conditions due to the cloud cover in the area. The pilots could not visually detect where they were, so they just used instruments. After the aircraft passed the Planchon Pass, or the G17 airway, they had to roughly fly for 11 minutes to the Curacao radio beacon. Only 3 minutes after passing the Planchon Pass, the co-pilot asked ATC to start descending. This may have been due to the co-pilot guessing where they were, or dead reckoning. Due to the lack of radar, the ATC did not know that the aircraft was still over the Andes, so he approved the descent. The captain also failed to notice this error. Passengers recall heavy turbulence and seeing the tops of mountains just moments bore disaster. The co-pilot at the last minute realized his mistake, but the underpowered Fokker could not climb. The aircraft went through 2 mountain peaks, had its right wing sheared off, then the left wing, and then the tail cone, in which 3 passengers, a flight attendant, and navigator were lost. The aircraft slid on the plateau until it stopped. 33 people initially survived, while 12 died. Uruguayan and Chilean rescue teams were sent to look out, but after seeing that they had no chance of survival, they turned back. Passengers recalled rescue teams flying over them 3 times. The first week of survival, people rationed food, made improvised sunglasses, made snow boots from the wool in the seats, devised a solar-powered water collection system, and closed off the rear end of the fuselage with whatever they could find to keep themselves warm as temperatures dropped to minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Unfortunately, 5 passengers died on the first night, with another passenger dying on the 9th day. Survivors soon ran out of the little food they had and had to resort to eating their fellow dead passengers and crew. With lots and lots of hesitation, they began to eat. On the 17th day, an avalanche fell, filling the aircraft with snow, which killed an additional 8 people. The survivors were stuck in the fuselage, and 2 days later they dug a hole out for oxygen, only to be met by a blizzard. Over the next few weeks, passengers were sent to explore the surrounding areas, and they found the tail section of the aircraft, which gave them more food, drinks, entertainment, and batteries. The survivors in the fuselage found a radio but quickly discovered that even with the batteries, they could not power it. On the 34th, 37th, and 60th day, 3 more people died from the infected wounds and not eating. The last few days, 3 passengers made sleeping bags and started climbing the mountains in hopes to find help. They did this with no map, no compass, no climbing experience, altitude sickness, limited oxygen, and a broken altimeter. They climbed to the top of a mountain, told one person to go back to the fuselage to ration food, and walked on for 7 more days into Chile, where they found a river which they followed and started seeing life such as cows, cans of canned soup, and more. They found a man called Sergio Catalan who after called the police, who then called another rescue mission. Finally, on the 72nd day, survivors were rescued on the 23rd of December. In the end, only 16 people survived with 29 deaths. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.